Hi, moviemaster here.
I'm going to explain the movie Accepted, released in the year 2006. Bartleby Gaines is an average high school senior. He creates fake IDs for the students to collect money and is very persuasive when it comes to business. At the beginning of the movie, we see him clicking ID pictures for his clients in a classroom. His assistant is his friend and a former football player, Daryl, who lost his sports scholarship because of an injury. One of their classmates, Glenn, wears a high school vest while taking pictures for his fake ID. Bartleby points it out, but Glenn, as always, is oblivious to common sense. The vice principal of the institution walks into them, but the students pretend like they're practicing for choir. Bartleby and his friends are about to graduate and are excited about upcoming college life. Bartleby's best friend, Sherman, is the son of a wealthy businessman. He wants to go to the prestigious Harmon College to continue the family tradition and be the fourth man from his family to attend it. Sherman has good grades, and because his father is the college's alumnus, things look good for him. However, the same cannot be said for Bartleby. He has been rejected by 7 colleges and hopes to be selected in Ohio State College that he applied for recently. While the two are on the way home, they're stopped by the most popular girl of the school, Monica. She politely asks Bartleby to mow her lawn for an upcoming party, and he agrees to do it. Bartleby has had a crush on her since middle school, but he had never had the guts to confess. Moreover, Monica is dating a popular and spoiled rich kid named Hoyt Ambrose. On reaching home, Bartleby receives his mail and sees that he has been rejected from Ohio State University as well. It was his backup plan if he didn't get into any colleges, which means he is left with no options. His sister Lizzie calls him average and asks him to break the news to his parents. But Bartleby is not ready to accept defeat yet. Instead of telling them that he didn't get into any college, he claims that he has lost the will to go to college because it is fiscally irresponsible. His parents catch on to his slyness and make him tell the truth. On finding out that he was rejected by 8 colleges, they are ashamed of him. The next day, he goes to a graduation party and meets Daryl. Daryl is also distressed because, without a sports scholarship, no colleges will accept him. Their classmate named Rory, who is an A-grade student, didn't get into Yale and has no way out because she didn't apply to any other colleges. All of them have the same problem and no solution to it. The only person from Bartleby's friend circle who got into his desired college is Sherman. He is beyond happy that he was able to keep his family legacy going. Bartleby's parents are also at the party socializing with other parents. When the topic of his college comes up, they embarrassingly admit that he wasn't accepted by any. At night, Bartleby returns home in a bad mood, sad at the fact that his parents were humiliated because of him. Then he reads the rejection mail he received from Harmon College and gets an idea. He creates an entirely fake college under the name South Harmon Institute of Technology. He also prints out a fake acceptance letter and mails it to his name. He wants to make his parents proud no matter what, even if it means faking being accepted into a college. Sherman is against the idea, but upon Bartleby's request, he creates a fake website for the college that looks legit and is functional. Daryl also joins in on the plan and asks for an acceptance letter for himself. The next day, Bartleby's parents receive the acceptance letter and are overjoyed. Mr. Gaines is somewhat skeptical, but Bartleby assures him that the college is good because it is a sister wing of the Harmon College. After getting a look at the college's website, he hands Bartleby a check of $10,000 for tuition. However, Bartleby now has to elaborate the lie because his parents want to drop him off at his college dorm. They join Rory in the plan because she has access to a place that can pass off as a college, an abandoned psychiatric hospital. Starting that next day, they clean up the hospital and renovate it to their best to make it look like a legitimate college. While they're busy renovating their fake college, Sherman moves into a real college dorm. Harmon's dean wants to expand the college by taking over the properties in front of it to renovate it into a grand entranceway. The properties that they will take over also include the fake college that Bartleby is currently building. The dean calls Ambrose, who is also the head of the Student Community Outreach Committee. he is handed the responsibility to secure the properties required to make their way for the grand entranceway. As the dean of the fake college, Bartleby hires an eccentric former professor named Ben, who hates everything and everyone in life. The next day, Rory gathers people at the fake college to make it seem realistic. Bartleby's parents finally arrive and take a tour of the dorm. Although the bed restraints and metal bars on the windows seem weird to them, they like the place otherwise. The meeting with the dean also goes well, until he begins to curse the American education system, making the parents uncomfortable. He recovers at last and promises to provide Bartleby a high-paying good job by the end of college. Satisfied with the tour, Mr. Gaines returns home happily. The group is hanging out in the college the next day when someone knocks on the door. A guy has come to study in South Harmon, claiming that he got an acceptance letter. Behind him, a crowd of youngsters gathers, saying that they also have been accepted by the college. Bartleby has no choice but to let them in. It turns out that the website Sherman created for the college was a bit too realistic and provided an acceptance letter to everyone who applied. Along with students, they also receive a bag of their tuition fees. Bartleby panics and gathers all the students in the auditorium to announce that this isn't a legitimate institution. However, before he can announce it, a guy tells him that his parents said they were proud of him for the first time when he got into college. The entire crowd cheers, making it evident that if this college doesn't accept them, they have nowhere to go. Hence, Bartleby doesn't tell them the truth. Everyone dances and celebrates, while the others from the group are pissed at Bartleby for lying. Soon he is bombarded with questions about dorms, fees, and tuition from the students. The next day, someone fills up the pool and the entire college turns into one big pool party. To start a curriculum, Bartleby asks everyone what they want to do. Glenn says that he likes food and is put into cooking classes, along with the people with the same interest. Similarly, some do sculpting, some do yoga, some get into fashion designing, while others are in the college's skate team. Every student writes their wish on a whiteboard, which they declare is their curriculum. Starting that day, the South Harmon Institute of Technology becomes a place for all losers to follow their dreams. They learn and teach while simultaneously having fun. Even Glenn gets better at cooking with time. One day, Ambrose arrives at the college looking for the leaseholder of the property. Bartleby tells him that the leaseholder isn't in the college, but he won't sell it at any cost. When Ambrose tries to retaliate, he is dismissed and sent home. In the meantime, Sherman is bullied by the high and mighty guys from Harmon College. Ambrose and his friends make him wear embarrassing outfits at parties, claiming that it's the only way for him to join their fraternity. Meanwhile, Ambrose is researching the South Harmon College when a girl interrupts him. When Monica arrives at the party, she sees him kissing another girl. Heartbroken by the betrayal, she storms out, vowing to never look at Ambrose's face again. The following day, she comes to hang out with Bartleby at South Harmon College. He recently gifted her a camera, which she thanks him for. Monica finds the college and its rules fascinating because it's different from any colleges she knows. Still, she likes the idea of learning what you want to learn and not according to the limited college curriculum. After the tour, Bartleby walks her to Harmon College and sees Sherman in a hot dog outfit. It turns out that Ambrose and his friends asked him to dress in the costume to humiliate him. Unaware of their tactics, Sherman claims that it's a frat tradition that has been going on for a long time. When Bartleby tries to make him understand, he lashes out at him and walks away. Sherman is worried about being sued because of the fake college. Hence, he applies for the college to get accredited. That night, the students from South Harmon organize a massive party with a live concert and free drinks. The word about the party goes around and even the students from Harmon arrive there. Ambrose is enraged because that very night he also organizes Harmon's biggest party of the year, but no one shows up. He and his group go to South Harmon to see what the hype is about. Meanwhile, Monica and Bartleby chat about their childhood and end up kissing. They are interrupted by a message informing them of Ambrose's arrival. Monica tells the group that she's also transferring to South Harmon, which makes Ambrose even more furious. The group of frat boys realizes that Sherman is close with Bartleby and decides to use him to put South Harmon to an end. When Sherman returns to the frat house that day, the guys beat him up until he tells them the truth about South Harmon. The following day, Ambrose invites all the parents to the college and sends police at the same time. His plan is to bust Bartleby in front of his parents and end South Harmon once and for all. The plan works, and Bartleby is sued for establishing an organization without proper documentation. His parents are disappointed, to say the least. They cannot believe that their son would go so far as to create a fake college to lie to them. All the parents take their children back home. Bartleby loses all hope until Sherman informs them that he has applied to the state accrediting board for the college to get a license to remain as an organization. If they're able to prove some points to the board, they will win the lawsuit as well. On the day of the hearing, the entire college gathers in the court. The judge explains that to be accredited, an institution must have three things, namely, a facility, a curriculum, and a faculty. Bartleby tries to argue that their dorm room, the tiki bar, and the skateboard ramp fall under the facility category, but the board refuses to take them into consideration. When asked about the curriculum, he presents the whiteboard consisting of students' aims in life. However, the board remains unimpressed. Lastly, when asked about their professors, Bartleby claims that the students learn from each other. It's clear to him that he's about to lose, so he lets frustration get the best of him. He apologizes to everyone for lying to them, but stands by the fact that the students were learning in his institution, even though it was fake. They were learning to cook, design clothes, skate, and do many other things. Most importantly, they were learning things that they were interested in, which should be the main aim of all colleges. An impressed judge grants them a 1-year probationary period to continue their experimental program. The crowd erupts in cheers, celebrating their win. In the last scene, we're shown a montage of the students learning about their interest in South Harmon. That was all from the video.
Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on the notification, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.